We've just received some huge news for COD 2025 Zombies. Treyarch's next game, which is coming out this year, Black Ops 7, is due to be a sequel to Black Ops 2 and will contain campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. And these brand new leaks that we have for the zombies mode are crazy. So let's just get straight into it. This information comes from Insider Gaming, a very credible source, where they've written Insider Gaming has learned that COD 2025, which is led by Treyarch Games, could have a total of 6 round-based zombies maps during the game's lifecycle. Details of what COD 2025 is shaping up to be is already an open secret, including that the game is a Black Ops 2 sequel and that the original Zombies crew is likely making a return. In the map's early development, it is understood that the plan for Zombies was to build the maps from the ground up to allow them to be played in different game modes, including traditional round-based zombies, grief, and outbreak. It's understood that Treyarch was playing around with more out there settings this time around, including a map set in post-World War II New York, where the Nazis had dropped a nuclear bomb, with another map being described as being set in a Japanese temple at the foot of an erupting volcano. Other ideas included a map set in Vietnam, one in Afghanistan, and another out there idea of one being set in a space station in the dark ether. As already leaked from a feedback session, it's understood that Call of Duty 2025 Zombies will have one of its biggest maps to date and have a similar transportation system to Transit. It's currently unclear on if Treyarch went with every idea, but we'd expect at least a few to make it into the final game. So how about that? In my opinion, this is some of the craziest news that we've received for COD Zombies in quite a while and gets me super excited because the current iteration of zombies that we have in Black Ops 6, or even going back to Cold War, even Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3, I guess, zombies ever since Black Ops 4 Zombies has been set in reality with more realistic, believable maps, excluding the dark ether, but you understand what I mean. Most of the crazy zombies maps came from Black Ops 2, 3, and 4, especially Black Ops 3 and 4. Because of the storyline, it felt like that was the time when Treyarch really experimented with, as they say here, out there maps before returning back to facilities. However, from what the article says, in COD 2025 Zombies, Treyarch are playing around with more out there maps this time. And just some of the ideas for map settings they've come up with is a post-World War II New York that has been bombed by the Nazis, a map set in a Japanese temple near an erupting volcano, and a map set in a space station within the dark ether. I mean, there is a couple of more realistic, boring map locations in there, such as Vietnam and Afghanistan, although Insider Gaming doesn't really go into detail as to what those maps would have consisted of, so they may have sounded just as fun as these others. But what that tells me, along with other things that we know about COD 2025 Zombies, including the return of Richtofen Takir, Nikolai and Dempsey, is for this game, Treyarch have just said, to hell with it, to hell with facilities and abandoned buildings, and instead we want out there maps, maps that are crazy, unimaginable, wacky, unbelievable. The opposite of what they've been trying to do with modern zombies for the past 4 games. And even the more, in quotation marks, realistic locations such as a nuclear bomb New York, well, if you go into Google and you type post-apocalyptic wasteland, post-apocalyptic zombie city, the first place that comes up is New York, with overgrown vegetation everywhere, buildings destroyed. There are countless movies that use New York as their main location for post-apocalyptic wastelands because it's the perfect setting. So even something like that, a post-apocalyptic New York that's been destroyed, for media is the perfect setting for a zombies game or a zombies movie. Just think about a zombies map taking place in a destroyed New York. I guess it would kind of be a mixture between Mauer the Toten and Die Rise, where in Mauer you can just travel the streets between the buildings, but then in Die Rise you can go up skyscrapers and back down. Perhaps you could drop into the subway as well, and that would be the transportation system they speak about. Even other maps such as the Japanese temple with a volcano erupting in the background. Imagine if that map was interactive and every now and again you would have to clear the streets because the lava came flowing down. Would that be annoying? Probably, but it makes for a visually cool zombies map, something which we've been massively missing lately. And then a map being set in a space station in the dark ether, to me that is the epitome of horror. You think of the Alien movies or Dead Space, and then having certain areas like on the Moon Zombies map in Black Ops, which will be zero gravity. Honestly, just reading map locations like this gets me super excited because I feel like that's what zombies has been missing lately. And so if Treyarch have realised that and decided with Black Ops 7 or COD 2025, whatever it's going to be called, we don't know the final name yet, if they've just said, you know what, to hell with it, let's just make maps that are out there, because at the end of the day, it's a zombies game, it's not supposed to be ultra realistic, or not even that, it doesn't have to be realistic at all. So yeah, I can honestly only hope this is real. If it's not, then I'm actually going to be so disappointed. We don't actually have that long to wait, because if you think about it, we're in March right now. If I'm not wrong in saying we got the Black Ops 6 reveal trailer in June, which is 3 months away, but you normally start getting teasers a month before then as well. So honestly, in 2 months time, we could start to get official teasers for the next COD game, which means we should also expect more and more leaks like this. As we get closer to it, we'll be getting more and more information, which is accurate and true. That's not to say any of what I've just read here is real, I don't know, but considering some of this information has kept coming back from multiple different sources, that would tell me at least some of this is real, or at the very least, these are ideas that Treyarch have definitely played around with. Like the article says, whether or not they decide to go with any of it for the final version of the game, I don't know. They could just say, you know what, we're not going to do this, we're going to carry on with the realism route, but I truly hope they stick with it because I think this is what Zombies needs. Now, there are other stuff that we've heard that is more concerning and contradicting. The first thing you read here was that it's going to have 6 fully fledged round-based Zombies maps throughout its life cycle, but if it's coming out right after Black Ops 6, that surely means Treyarch haven't had much time to develop it, and so where are they going to find the time to develop 6 fully fledged round-based Zombies maps for it? That just doesn't make sense. You saw the struggles Treyarch had with Vanguard Zombies not having much time to make it, or Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, so how are they going to manage to make 6 full round-based Zombies maps for a game that surely they haven't had much time to develop? Another thing is, it mentions that it will have one of the biggest maps to date and have a similar transportation system to Transit. Again, I'm wondering, okay, if you are planning 6 Zombies maps throughout the game's life cycle, how are you going to find the time to do that as well? But more so, well, we've been told from other leakers that the game is going to have Outbreak and round-based at the same time. And to me, when they mention one of the biggest maps to date and a transportation similar to Transit, you would think, okay, that suits that mode, this would not be a round-based map. So even though that excites me, yes, I don't think Transit was a great map, there was a lot more Treyarch could have done, but I think now having that experience from that, the idea of Transit is definitely fun, and if they could improve upon it, then that would be amazing. We were also told a couple of weeks ago that all of Black Ops 6 Zombies maps will carry forward into COD 2025, so on day one, you're going to have all of the BO6 maps to play on that game. However, that's not mentioned in this article, and if that's true, that combined with the 6 DLC maps it's supposed to be getting would make 12 Zombies maps for that game, and that's not including any new launch maps, which you would expect we get at least one. That's 13 Zombies maps. So yeah, you can see a few things which make me want to question the legitimacy of some of these leaks. And the other huge piece of information we were given about this game was that Richtoff and Takeo Nikolai and Dempsey are going to return. This was from another article put out by Insider Gaming back in October, where they said several sources have revealed that the Call of Duty Zombies original crew will be making their return in COD 2025. The news comes from several sources who were invited to Call of Duty 2025 playtests and feedback sessions, where it was revealed that the original crew for Zombies are set to make their return. Dempsey, Tank, Takeo and Nikolai, I believe they've made a mistake there, that must be Dempsey, Richtoff and Takeo and Nikolai, were all said to be featured as part of the feedback sessions, with one eagle-eyed Zombies fan stating that the versions of the characters were not Ultimus and that the characters looked older than Primus, so it's a different version of them. According to the same sources, the Zombies storyline will evolve around a new enemy character who wants to absorb the Dark Ether essence of the original 4 characters and bring back the old multiverse. Sources also corroborate the recent Zombies leak that also originated from such playtests and feedback sessions. They say that the main Zombies map will be Transit inspired, which we've just read in the more recent article, with some form of travel system to navigate the map. One source who was part of such playtests also revealed that there was a plan to have 6 total Zombies maps throughout the life cycle of COD 2025, but whether or not the game's scope has changed is unclear. It's also worth stressing that these playtest events usually have some variation to detail in order to gain valued feedback and potentially pinpoint the origins of leaks. However, from what we've been able to determine, this information has been at various different feedback events. So what he's essentially saying there is, sometimes Treyarch put things into the game to kind of trick playtesters. So yes, they may have played as Richtoff and Takeo Nikolai and Dempsey, but they did that so that if it leaks, they know exactly who it's come from. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's what we're going to see for the final game. However, because it seems like it's a different version of Richtoff and Takeo Nikolai and Dempsey that we haven't seen yet, it's not the Ultimus, it's not the Primus versions, so Treyarch haven't just simply copied and pasted their model, they've created brand new models for the characters that look different. It doesn't seem like they would go through all of that time and effort to create them just for playtests if they didn't intend to put them in the game. So it sounds like there's a high possibility the original crew, Richtoff and Takeo Nikolai and Dempsey, will be returning. And the storyline revolving around it could be that a new enemy character wants to absorb their Dark Ether essence and bring back the old multiverse. Again, it's still pretty early on, although you have to remember, the storyline's probably completely written for the game. It will already be in development, so they have to know the storyline. I do question whether or not the playtesters would know that, because we know how secretive Treyarch is. That's usually not information they would risk giving out. So unless it's something obvious in the game, it doesn't seem to me like that's information Treyarch would want to tell playtesters, because they know there's a big chance it's going to leak. So I am a little bit skeptical on the storyline stuff there, but there is so much in here that excites me. Along with the game being a sequel to Black Ops 2, yeah, this is big news for zombies. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure that you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.